Now we'll do the review for section 1-2, and the first question says, find the slope of 2x minus 3y equals 18. Well, let's just isolate y and see what happens. So if we subtract 2x from both sides, we get minus 2x plus 18. Now let's divide both sides by negative 3. So we'll divide both sides by negative 3, and we get y, these divide out, equals, and negative 3 over negative 2 is going to be, or negative 2 over negative 3x plus 18 over negative 3, so y equals 2/3 x minus 6. And the slope, notice this has the form y equals mx plus b. So what's in the m position? What's the slope? The slope is 2/3, and we're done. Okay, for question 2, we've got to graph and label the intercepts of f of x equals 1/3 x minus 5. Well, let's find the intercepts. And by the way, to find the x-intercept, we set f of x equal to 0. And that means we'll let, because f of x is y, we'll let y equal 0 and solve for x. To find the x-intercept, or y-intercept, we'll look at y equals f of 0. In other words, we'll let x be 0 and find y. So let's take this guy on. We're going to set f of x equal to 0. Well, f of x equals 1/3 x minus 5. We're going to set that equal to 0. Now we'll add 5 to both sides. So we get 1/3 x equals 5. Now we'll multiply both sides by the reciprocal of 1/3, which is 3. 3's divide out here, and x equals, and 5 times 3 is 15. So, what does that tell us? That tells us then when x is 15, y is 0. Now we've found the x-intercept. Let's find the y-intercept. So we just evaluate y equals f of 0. In other words, 1/3 times 0 minus 5 equals minus 5. So now we've got the y-intercept, and keeping those in mind, let's do the graph. Let's see, and we'll call this our x-axis, y, and let's call this 0, 5, and we'll call this is about 15, 0 right here. Good, we've labeled the intercepts. Now let's just connect them with a line. And we've done it. So for number 3, we have to find the slope and the equation of the line through these 2 points. So m equals, and I'll stack y on x, y over 3, this ordered pair, separated by minus signs, now 2 over 1, change in y over change in x, and that equals 5 minus 2 is 3, and 3 minus 1 is 2. So the m equals 3/2. So we've got that much done. Now let's do the point-slope form of the line. And we can choose either point. So I'm going to look at y minus, by the way, the form is y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. So I'll use the ordered pair 1, 2. So y minus 2 equals 3 halves times x minus 1. And now let's multiply this out, expand that, so we get 3 halves x minus 3 over 2. And so y equals adding 2 to both sides, 3 halves x minus 3 halves plus 2. And by the way, the common denominator, when we add these two up, is going to be 2. So we have minus 3 over 2. And how many 2's in, if we had 2 pieces of pie and we cut each piece of pie into 2 pieces, how many pieces would we have? 4. So we have 4 over 2. Now we have that common denominator, don't we? And if we reduce this, 4 over 2 is 2. So y equals 3 halves x, and minus 3 halves plus 4 over 2 is going to be a plus 1 over 2, and we are done.